Finished training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
I bathed a little bit. I didn't get naked in the subway, but I bathed in the subway, quick little.
Are you talking about, you're not talking about an actual, you're talking about a Subway restaurant?
Subway restaurant.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, there's a nice field over there. Maybe we should take the crossbow out. We're in a residential area. I'm like, no, we're not doing that, and I don't want to be any part of that.
This is the plaintiff, James Mihalidakis. He says he and the defendant were Army buddies, and when they went on vacation together to California, he loaned him money for a plane ticket and expenses. Now, 3 months later, the guy's gone AWOL. Well, he tracked him down, served him with papers, and now here they are in court. He's suing for $1,444, the money he's owed. This is the defendant, William Bardesian. He says the plaintiff was desperate to go to California, didn't want to go alone, and agreed to pay for the whole trip. He made it crystal clear to the plaintiff he'd have no way of paying him back, and the guy told him, no worries. And now this? He's accused of discharging a friendship.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you,
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, James Mihalidakis?
Yes.
Okay, you are suing William Bardesian?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, for $1,444 that you say he owes you for a trip that you took with him and he was supposed to pay his share and never has. Okay, talk to me. Tell me what happened between you two.
So me and Bill agreed to go on a trip together.
How did you two know each other?
We knew each other from the Army about 5 years prior.
Okay.
And we agreed to go on a trip together to California for vacation, just for fun. Bill didn't have the money to go. I offered to lend him the money on the agreement that he'd pay me back. He agreed, and he never paid.
When did you get an inkling that he wasn't going to pay you back? What is his position? I'm about to ask him, but I want to know what you say he told you about paying you back.
Well, he said before we left that he'd be able to pay me back when he got his BAH check.
What's that?
That's the housing allowance for the GI Bill.
Okay.
He said he'd get that
And
approximately.
that for housing? Silly me. Okay, go ahead.
He said he'd get that approximately 1 month after we returned from California.
Okay.
And so when we got back, I expected him to pay me in a month. And in a month, he said that he never got his check. I don't know if that's true or not, but I took him on his word. And for another month, I tried to get him to go on a payment plan. I tried to get even a cent out of him, anything. He wouldn't pay anything. And after about 2 months, I realized he wasn't going to pay anything, and so I filed this claim.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah, that sounds correct. We went to California.
So you owe him the money? That sounds correct?
No.
Except for that part. Okay,
right,
go ahead.
That's the one part that is not too correct.
All right.
But he called me, I don't remember the exact date. He called me sometime in the afternoon and was like, hey, you want to go to California? And I was like, yeah, sure. Expecting we'd make a plan a month out or something, to go to California. And I said, yeah, sure, let's make a plan. He says, all right, we're leaving this evening at 5.
You literally bought them for that night?
I don't believe it was that fast afterwards.
Oh, but it could have been?
I thought it was in the coming days. Though.
Okay, and according to you, it was that night.
Evening.
Okay.
Because I remember I was like, I'm not working, I'm unemployed, I have no potential income, and I'm sitting on $5 to my name. I was like, I can't go with you.
Maybe this is not a good
if
time
it's
for you
this
to go to
evening, yeah. I was
California.
like, I can't go. There's no way I can do it. And he said,
yet
hey.
you did.
Yeah, I did, because he said, hey, I'll cover you. I don't want to go by myself. You know, and then I said, hey, I got a friend out in Temecula. Maybe we can spend a couple nights there. And he was like, yeah, that sounds
But
good.
what did
I'll
cover
pay.
you mean? That he'd loan it to you, or that he'd give it to you as a gift? Because
He didn't wrap it up for me, but he didn't
what
say
did
I
you
had
think?
to pay him
What
back.
did you think
know?
that it meant? Did you think it meant that he was going to pay your way to California and you would never have to repay him?
Correct.
Okay.
Because if
And according to you, you made it clear that he would have to pay you back.
Right, we made it clear beforehand that he'd have to pay it back, and
Did you ever
if
tell him?
that was the case, and I knew I would have to pay him back, I would never got on the plane. You know what I mean? I wasn't hot set on going to California. He just said he didn't want to go alone. He'd pay my way. So I said, sure, I'll go. And to tell you the truth, the best time was the weekend at my friend's house. The rest of the time, I was walking the razor's edge with my
How do you mean?
ex-friend here.
How do you mean?
He's hard to get along with, to say the least.
How?
And I just didn't like being with him because he makes everyone feel uncomfortable.
Such as?
Such as.
Yeah, give me an example of what you're talking about.
So we're in Temecula. My buddy's got 2 days off the weekend, you know. So we were going to go frisbee golfing.
Frisbee what?
Frisbee golf with frisbees, yes.
I don't even know how that would happen. How would it happen?
You know, you throw the frisbee at the hole. Only it's not a hole, it's like
It's
a
something
chain.
else.
It's
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so my buddy had two disc golfs, so we needed one more for Jim. So we go to the sports store to buy a disc golf. One disc golf is what we went to the store for. We were in the store for 3 hours, and he was looking at crossbows, guns, Rambo knives, like you name it. If you can kill something with it, he was looking at it. And so he comes out with a full arsenal ready to take on a small country, and he's got a crossbow, a Bowie knife, and I forget some other thing he got. I can't remember, but I remember the crossbow and the Bowie knife and the arrows. And so he's carrying that around with him. He's heart set on hunting, but we played frisbee golf this day instead of hunting. So, and that was a good time. You know, we frisbee golfed. It was all set. But then we left Temecula, and anywhere we went, he wanted to hunt. I think we pulled into a Subway where we didn't stay at a hotel or anything, so I cleaned myself up a little bit at the Subway.
Wait. Where
and
were
he
you
wanted
staying?
to hunt across the street.
Where were you staying? In the car?
He stayed in the car. I stayed on the beach just to kind of get a little separation time, you know.
Okay.
So anyway, I bathed a little bit. I didn't get naked in the Subway, but I bathed in the Subway, you know, quick little.
You're not talking about an actual, you're talking about a Subway restaurant?
Subway restaurant.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, there's a nice field over there. Maybe we should take the crossbow out. We're in a residential area. I'm like, no, we're not doing that, and I don't want to be any part of that.
Okay.
So then, and when you say no to him, he gets very, very upset.
Okay.
You know, and so where are we now?
When you get to the airport, tell me about the, fascinated by, are you working now?
I'm a lobsterman now, yes.
Okay. You're what?
A lobsterman.
Okay. Does that mean what I think it means?
I catch lobsters.
Catch lobsters? Okay. So when you're boarding the plane back, tell me what happens with the weapons.
All right, so we didn't board at the same time. Like I said, kind of bathed up in the Subway. He made a shower of some sort for himself from a Poland Spring bottle. I don't even know if it works, because I didn't spend the time to find out.
Okay, did he ask you to check in some guns?
Eventually.
Okay, can you get there?
Do you want me to just get to that?
Well, I don't know. I'd love to listen for the next several hours, but unfortunately I have a few other cases outside, and I'm trying to...
I had him drop me off at the airport first, because I was just like, I can't take it anymore. I can't be with you anymore. I need to just try to get another flight out of here ASAP, please. So he dropped me off at the airport, and then I don't know where he went to take his makeshift shower. But then I went out to smoke a cigarette after I'd gone through security and everything. And at this point, I see him coming in with a sheet and his bag. And I'm just like, oh my God, what is in this sheet? And so unfortunately, he sees me, he comes over to me, and he's all angry. He's like, oh, I just had so much trouble getting that Hertz rent-a-car in, you know. not proper airport etiquette. That's not the way you act at an airport. You don't get loud, you don't swear, especially when you got a sheet, not a suitcase, a sheet full of weapons.
Okay. Full of weapons?
Yeah.
That's what, the crossbow and the knife? And,
yes.
Wait,
yes.
but is he trying to go through security with that?
He wasn't. He had just gotten in there. He asked me, he said, hey, will you use your military ID and check this sheet full of weapons for me? All right. And meanwhile, at the same time, he's loud, he's upset about the way the sun was shining that day, amongst many other things.
Did you have a sheet filled with weapons?
No, I had a bag and it had a crossbow in it, and I checked the crossbow and went through. I never asked him to use his military ID.
Wait,
I have a military ID.
Wait a minute. They checked the crossbow on, you're sitting next to me with a crossbow on my airplane?
No, it's underneath the airplane in the bar.
Oh, you checked it in?
Right,
okay.
right.
All right, and you have the same military ID he has?
Right.
Okay, so did you ever ask him to check in anything?
No.
Okay.
Objection. He did ask me. He did ask me to.
Wow. So according to you, if you knew you had to pay, you would never have gone.
Never.
He never told you you will have to pay me back. It was never your understanding you would have to pay him back, and you thought he just loved your sparkling personality and company so much that it would be worth fronting $1,500 or whatever you're claiming it is to have that presence there.
I do have a sparkling personality, Your Honor, but that's not the only thing. He just doesn't. I
mean, I understand you had a bad time. What I need to know is, what was the agreement beforehand? Do you have any emails with him or any text messages with him beforehand talking about the arrangement?
Not before. I have text message transcripts from afterwards where it's clear that he understands that he owes money.
Okay, can I see those?
Yes.
Okie dokie. All right, text from him. I lent you over $1,000 to go to California and you agreed to repay it. I'm not playing games. I already gave you 2 months. We are friends, but don't play with me, okay? And you answer, yeah, man, and the whole time in Cali, I didn't even get to enjoy myself because you were always upset and freaking out or doing something to just make everything uneasy. I wish I didn't go, dude. Not, what? I don't owe you money. You didn't front me money. I was never supposed to pay that. In a few minutes, yes. No, it doesn't say what I just said. That was called sarcasm. What it says is, he says, I loaned you over $1,000, and your response isn't, no, you didn't. Your response is, yeah, and I didn't enjoy myself. That's your response. So if in fact you didn't expect to have to pay him, why one would expect that your immediate response would be, you're out of your mind. You didn't loan me anything. This was a gift.
Right. I had said that to him before previously.
Okay. Do you have a text where you say that to him?
Okay. That was
because
verbally.
you know, when someone texts me, you owe me over $1,000, I loaned you over $1,000. If they didn't loan me over $1,000, my first reaction would be, no, you didn't.
Right. But
it would not be, yes, and I didn't enjoy myself because you were always upset and making me uneasy. I wish I hadn't gone.
Yes, Your Honor. But
okay. Okay, you only owe, this is from you, you only owe $784. I just counted it. Sorry if I get too worked up. 744, I mean. Oh, wait, how much cash did I give you 2 days before we left? Was it 400?
And at this point, I was just yesing him to death because I just didn't want anything to do with it, you know?
Oh, so I shouldn't draw from your response that you're agreeing you owe money. No, I should draw from your response that you're yesing him to death.
I just didn't want anything to do with him.
Well, that's fine, but you can understand how somebody in my position wearing a black dress trying to figure out what factually is correct, when I see you in writing saying, like virtually acknowledging the debt by saying, yeah, but I didn't have a good time. You're not saying you don't owe me money.
He did give me money. It was not a debt, though.
Oh, wait, how much cash did I give you 2 days before I left? I feel bad. I'm going to stop by there. Is there a cover? I don't know, man. Come by. All right. All right. Okay, now it's a few weeks later. It's okay. It's $1,244 you owe me. Then you offered him, can you pay $250 a week until the $1,244 is paid back? Yeah, I think I can do that. Got to talk to Annie, though. I'll be with her in a bit.
That's just prolonging the never gonna meet you.
Right. Why don't you show me the emails where you say, or the text where you say to him, I don't know what you're talking about. Why don't you prove up your version? Because he's proving up his.
I can Photoshop you a picture of me riding a unicorn, too.
Except for that's not what you said when I cross-examined you with it. What you said was, yeah, Judge, but I was just yesing him to death. So you neither denied it when I cross-examined you, nor denied it when he sent you the text.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So when somebody says, hey, dude, I'll cover you, is that a loan or is that a gift?
Sounds like a gift to me.
Why do you say?
Because when you say I'll cover you, then it's saying that I got you covered. I'm not gonna...
But does that mean I got you covered for now and you have to pay me back? What do you think?
No, I don't have to pay you back, I think.
You think it's a gift? What do you think?
I think it's a gift. When you say I'll cover you, it's not you. If you was a loan, you'd say, here, I'll loan you the money.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not necessarily, I'm 80% buying what you're saying, going inside the courtroom.
Now, why does 1,244 become 1,444?
Because I didn't add up, I believe, the half of the
Okay, now let's do it the other way. Show me the receipt for the plane ticket.
Okay, that's in there as well.
Okay, now, how much cash did he hand you for the trip?
$500.
Not 700?
No.
Do you have any proof that you loaned him 7 and not 5?
All I have is the bank statements for the cash that was withdrawn when I was in California.
Well, that's just going to show me how much cash was withdrawn when you were in California. That's not going to show me how much you gave him. All right, now tell me about the gas. How do you come up with $150 for his portion of gas? Do you have receipts for gas?
I have, again, in the bank statements, there's receipts for the gas money spent.
Circle the ones that are for gas, please. Hand this to him.
Your Honor.
Yes.
He said he would pay for my ticket out there. He said he would give me some spending money while you're out there. Give me. And now when he's trying to say, hey, you owe me this, then gas comes into play and a bunch of whatever else is on there. Like, I didn't need a car, I didn't need gas. I could have stayed at my buddy's house for the whole time.
So say you, he says otherwise. I don't know either one of you from a hole in a wall. I find you eminently entertaining. But that doesn't mean I believe you more than I believe him.
Right.
My job, while I'm wearing this, is to figure out which of the two of you is telling the truth.
Correct.
So the devil's in the details. For me to figure it out, I have to try to figure out not what you say in court when both of you are trying to win, but what you said before when you thought no one was looking. Because you guys text each other, you guys email each other, so he apparently figured that out, went back and got the records from all of the texts. I'm looking at the text. You don't act like a guy who was just invited along and for a freebie. You act like a guy who is acknowledging that you got to pay him back. Then, there's, all right, how about a payment plan? I mean, come on. That kind of sounds like maybe your plan is to go ahead and pay them back. Were you expecting a check, by the way, for housing?
For housing, yes.
Yeah.
I was expecting. I didn't get because I withdrew from school.
Okay. I find that you are liable for the $542, which is the airfare. I find that you're liable for the $500 that you agreed that he gave you, that he handed you at the beginning of the trip. And I find that you are liable for $113.33, which is all I can see in gas receipts. I find that your very language throughout all these texts indicates that you know that you're liable for that. And I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,155.33. That's my judgment.
Well, let's see what the defendant has to say about this. The judge finds in favor of the plaintiff. Come in a little closer and tell me what's your reaction to that. Why would he turn on you like that? If it was a loan, why would he turn it around on you?
I don't know.
What happened? I mean, you guys were friends, right?
Yeah, I guess so, kind of.
You miss him as a buddy?
I miss the old him as a buddy.
Okay. All right. Around the corner, okay. All right, so come on in here and tell me what's your feeling on this outcome.
I think it was a good outcome. Most of the money that I'm owed, I was awarded back, so I think it was a good outcome.
Aren't you guys buddies through thick and thin after being Army pals?
Right. I would be Bill's friend again. I would loan him any money again, but I would be his friend again. Yeah.
Okay. What about that bizarre story about hunting in the residential neighborhood?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's true at all. I didn't try to go hunting in any residential neighborhood, so it was all fabricated.
All right. Let's go over to Harvey.
When somebody text message you or emails you and says that you owe them money, if you don't, you better text back and say, I don't, because if you sit there silently, it's going to cause you big problems. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Get 2 times membership rewards points per dollar on eligible purchases in key business categories. as well as on each eligible purchase of $5,000 or more. On up to $2 million in eligible purchases per calendar year. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
This episode is brought to you by Tic Tac. Your boss is going off at you for missing a deadline and you swear the clock just moved backwards. Suddenly, you remember the pack of Tic Tacs on your desk. Now you're riding horseback on the beach, the smell of citrus in the air. And what's this? Your boss is sitting behind you, breathing heavenly fresh mint? Refresh your mouth and mind and share your good vibes with Tic Tac.
This is the plaintiff, Rhea Kitson. She says she rented an apartment from the defendant for 8 years until he kicked her out. The guy always preached about ethics and treating people with respect. Then he turns around and evicts her when she had no place to go? What a hypocrite. She's suing for $750, the security deposit the defendant refuses to return to her. This is the defendant, Roland Epinambi. He says the plaintiff took her sweet time returning the keys to the apartment, still has a couch in it, and also left behind her barbecue. It's not his responsibility to chase her down to pick up her stuff, and he has every right to hold on to her security, which is what he did. He's accused of lousy landlording.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff rented an apartment from the defendant, and after 8 years, she says he wouldn't even return her security. But the defendant says the plaintiff didn't promptly return her keys and left stuff behind. It's the case of don't let the door hit you.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Rhea Kitson? Yes, ma'am. You are suing Roland Epinambi?
Yes.
Okay. For your former landlord for $750, your security deposit, which he has, according to you, wrongfully retained. Tell me what happened.
First, let me say I'm not here on malicious intent. I'm only here just so I can get what's owed to me. I've lived with him lived in an apartment for over...
You don't live with him?
No, in the apartment.
Okay, all right. So there was more to this case than I knew. I'm sure you felt the same way. Go ahead.
In the basement of the apartment, they were, they were like family. They treated me well. I never had any problems.
What kind of apartment?
It was a basement apartment.
Okay.
And the December, before I got notice to leave, I was looking for a place because, the walls were, the
Okay, back up a second. You got notice to leave?
Yes, in November.
Who gave you notice?
November.
He did?
Yes, he did.
And why was he asking you to leave?
Because I got a cat, and it was against the rules, and he said he has allergies, so...
Yeah. So how many days did he give you?
He told me by the end of the month, pretty much.
Well, but you didn't leave at the end of the month.
Because I didn't find anything. It was so hard to
so
find
you told
a
him
place.
that, and then he said, well, when you find something, you can... Okay.
Yes.
Because you didn't have a lease at this point, right? You were month to month.
Yes.
Right. There is a world
Yes.
where someone can tell you you have 30 days, and you actually have to leave.
Yes.
All right. So he let you stay. Is it the two of you or just you? Who owns the place?
Both of us. That's me and my wife.
And so they let you stay, and you eventually find a place that you like.
Yes,
And you find that place when?
It was beginning of January because I wanted to move immediately, but he's like, I had to clean up and, do some cleaning.
God,
in the
so unreasonable.
I know. So I was, but in that time,
When did you tell them I found a place?
It had to be the beginning of January.
Well, when did you sign the lease on the new place?
I didn't. There's no lease on that neither. It was the same month to month.
When do you say she gave you notice?
She gave me notice on the 15th of January.
In the middle of January.
In the middle of
January. She
January.
gave you notice on the 15th of January that she'd be out that month?
Yes, she moved out on the 29th, I believe. That was the last time she moved out over there because they started moving on the 27th.
Does that sound accurate?
It was the 28th. It was a Monday because it was my day.
Right, but does it sound accurate that you told him on the 15th?
If he says so, I wouldn't argue.
And then you leave, and he does not give you the security deposit back.
No.
Now, you had a pretty good relationship during the years that you were there.
Yeah, me and his wife were really close, and with him, we did bump heads a few occasions, and he always tell me, if it wasn't for my wife, you'll be out of this place, because, his wife used to always try to be, she's the reasoner, so I hate that. Right? I really hate that I have to be here.
So why are you keeping her security deposit?
Well, She came on January 15th and told me, but before that, prior to that time, I've already threatened her 2 or 3 occasions because every now and then you see a different guy in my house. So I don't like it. I don't mind people coming into the house, but I don't want my house to be like a motel. But beside that, she gave me a notice on the 15th that she's moving.
Okay.
I
So
said, no
you're
problem.
keeping the deposit because you
I
feel
keep
it was
the deposit
insufficient
because
notice.
she gave me the notice on the 15th of January.
So, okay, did she damage the place?
No, she didn't damage the place.
Okay, so if you gave him notice on the 15th and you leave on the 28th and he tells you, well, no, you didn't give me adequate notice, what is your disagreement with what he's saying? Do you feel that you don't have to give any notice?
Well, I did. That's the thing. I didn't get any reasoning. He told the first time we had this conversation on, I called them and I was like, when would I be able to get my security? And it's like, oh, you don't have no reason to ask me. I don't want to lie.
Come on
I really
out.
don't want to lie.
Do you two have a good relationship?
Yes.
Were you sorry to see her go?
Yes. I always fight with my husband for her.
Yeah.
Because whenever my husband said, oh, no, I can't put up with her, she has to leave, I said to her, please, she's not your daughter. She's your tenant, And she will
Wait, what does that mean? He would keep his daughter, I hope.
Yeah, because you can check on your daughter and see what she's doing.
Oh, you think he was a little too involved in her life? Yes, I follow you.
Tenant. You
Yeah.
don't have to look how many guys that come in or
Keep
she
a tally.
do this,
It's kind of
or
weird.
what time she come in. That kind of thing. You're not in a place to do that.
No, I don't check the time she comes.
I was like a kind of shock.
So if you rent a room out in an apartment, are you allowed, from like a house, of somebody else's house, are you allowed to bring guests over for the night without permission? It's your room.
Yes, you are.
Even though it's not your house necessarily.
But I feel like if you're renting a room, everything that goes on in that room is what you're doing.
Fair enough. What are you buying that?
I don't know, it depends if there's a lease.
Well, no, but I'm just asking you, if nothing's said about that.
Oh yeah, you can, definitely. I think you can bring whoever you want over.
You agree with that?
Definitely. I mean, that's the point of having your own room, right?
Your room is your castle.
Right, yeah.
Inside somebody else's castle.
Right.
Got your point. Going inside the courtroom.
So she gave notice in the middle of the month?
Yeah, but what happened, she called me on the phone and said to me, oh, tell your husband to give me my security. My husband said, oh, because she hasn't given me the key.
When did she give you the key?
It was like on February. That's when
She gave me the key on the 11th of February. The same
And
day
according
she
to you,
called
she
a car.
left things behind as well?
She left a couch. The couch is still with me.
What are you reaching for? You don't have the couch in that pocket.
No.
What do you,
The couch is still under the picture.
Did you leave a couch behind?
Yes, I did, Jan.
You're not supposed to do that.
The couch and the grill.
But you have a bigger problem. The bigger problem is that you gave him notice on the 15th, and the law says it, and where you're from, okay, you have to give 30 days notice when you're going to stop a month to month. They were nice to you. They let you go through the holidays there, finish what you're doing. But implicit in that little agreement, you're still supposed to do what you're supposed to do. So you were supposed to give them 30 days. For that reason alone, how much was the rent?
It's $750.
For that reason alone, they can keep the security for rent.
But he increased the rent, so I was paying $850.
Oh goodness, and you owe him another 100. Not again. If I were you, I'd stop talking. Right for the defendant.
And so just like that, gavel comes down on the side of the defendant. Here, step in here. What's that smile now? You just lost in court.
Well, all that negative and all that stuff is going to come back. You can't prosper in life when you put out negative in the world.
All right, well, you understand the 30-day law that you have to give notice, 30 days, you can't just bolt out of there.
By all means, you know what, it's okay. God is good.
All right, thank you. All right, right down there. All right, so come on in here, and so you win your case. Do you two agree on the outcome here? Why can't you two agree on this particular person?
Because I just love her. You know, like she's a hardworking girl. You know, like her parents is not here.
Your heart goes out to her, huh? And so does yours, right?
Yes, I do. But at the same time, she's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. So
I still feel sorry for her because
I don't want you two to fight. All right, Harvey.
You know, if the lease doesn't say anything to the contrary, most judges would allow you to have guests. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the plaintiff, Deborah Nasca. She says she hired the defendant, a co-worker of hers at the Buffalo, New York police station, to redo her roof and paid him in full. 3 months later, the roof started leaking, and he never came back to fix it. And when she got a new roofer to take a look, he told her it was the worst roofing job he'd ever seen. She's suing for $4,900 to cover her expenses fixing the defendant's shoddy work. This is the defendant, Thomas Zach. He says a tornado caused a tree limb to fall on the plaintiff's house after he did the roof job. An vent pipe got cracked, causing water to leak in. He told her he could fix it for her, but 3 years went by, so he figured she found someone else. Now, 5 years later, she's suing him for a new roof? Is she nuts? He's accused of having a bad case of shingles. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $700, the amount he's still owed on the original roofing job.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant did a horrible job putting a roof on her house, but the defendant says, for crying out loud, she waited 5 years to sue. It's the case of he gives bad roofies.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Deborah Nasca, you are suing Thomas Zach for $4,900 that you say he owes you to reimburse you for expenses you had to pay out because of negligent work he did on your roof. You have a counterclaim against her for $700 for an amount that you say she still owes on the roof repair of 5 years ago?
Well, the original, she never paid for the full amount, and I was doing it just at a, just at the base cost. I wasn't adding anything for myself.
Oh, so because you're angry now, you're adding profit.
Yes, exactly.
Got you. Okay. That's funny. All right. So, Ms. Nasca, tell me what's going on.
I needed a roof, and a couple of my coworkers told me that Tommy was he did a nice job. So I talked to him, and he agreed to do the roof.
Was he working with you?
Yes.
You guys
we all work for the police department.
For the police department where?
In Buffalo, New York.
Okay. So a couple friends of
he
yours told you that you did roofing work on the side?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, are you a police officer?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a police officer?
No, I'm a report technician.
Okay. So he did roofing work on the side, and had you done it for a few people?
Yeah.
Did you ever work for a roofing company or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you hire him, and he puts in a new roof when?
Back in 2009, spring.
Do you have a contract?
No, it was a verbal.
Do you have a contract?
I had the original proposal.
The original proposal? Do you have that?
It was actually in fall time, October, when I put the roof in.
2009 or 8?
2008.
Okay.
The 15th, I started on the 15th or 16th in that area of October.
Okay. All right. So I don't know when this happens. You say it's 2009. He has a proposal in 2008. And what occurs?
Well, soon after, when it was raining and my shower fan started leaking, I could hear water. I pulled my shower curtain back, and there was water pouring through my fan. So.
And this was when?
Around April.
Okay.
I guess it was around April of 2009 when I told him that it was leaking.
Was it in April 2009? Did she call you to tell you there was a leak?
It was end of July.
Of 2009?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So
go
on.
Then so I had somebody come in and tear around the roof, and when they came up on the roof.
Why didn't you have him
Who was
do
a
it?
professional roofer.
Hold on. So you chose to have.
I couldn't get in touch with him.
Well, he works with you. How hard is it to get in touch with him?
Well, when they don't answer your calls, it's very difficult.
Okay, you don't see him in the place?
No.
Did you ever ignore her calls?
No, I went over there several times.
In July of 2009?
Yep.
All right,
Yes.
and what'd you tell her in July of 2009?
She wouldn't let me in the house to inspect the damage.
Why not?
I don't know.
What'd she say to you?
She said, you don't need to see the inside to fix it.
Did you ever say that to him?
I said to him, why do you need to get, all you need to do is go up on my roof like every other roofer that came to look at my roof. They went up on the roof.
And what were those other roofers telling you in July of 2009?
That it was the worst roofing job that they have ever seen. And that
then after they said that, you had him come out?
Yes.
When he got on your roof, what did he say to you that he had seen that caused him to want to go inside your house to see if he could confirm?
He just said he needed to get in to see where it was leaking.
And according to you, what is it you saw?
A branch had fallen off her tree, and she has a vent pipe that sticks out of there and had tilted it sideways.
Did you tell her about the branch?
Yeah, and I said, this is an insurance issue. This is something happened after a storm. You should call your homeowner's insurance. If I have a picture, if you need to see
Yeah,
it.
let me see it. How did you get a picture?
Google Earth,
Google
right there
Earth.
where I circled. That's the vent. And I also have the tornadoes that touched down 4 days before she called me with 100-mile-per-hour wind and stuff that caused that damage. I also have a picture if you want to see where where the tree is over the house. If you need to see that one.
I'm sorry. What day were the tornadoes?
Late July.
Had there been tornadoes when you called?
No. There was never a tornado at my house, ever.
He never told you that a limb had fallen?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so according to you, you have other roofers up there. They tell you it's the worst roofing job they've ever seen.
Yes.
And then what happens? You pay somebody else to repair that issue.
Well,
do you have the paperwork from that repair?
Yes.
Let me see it. No, this is not my question. This is July of 2013, 5 years later. I'm asking you, July of 2009, did you do anything to repair your issue? Did you hire somebody else to repair the issue?
Yes, I did.
Do you have the paperwork?
The same company.
Do you have the paperwork from that repair
I
so I can see what they said was the problem? You see how that would be relevant?
I understand.
Okay.
My roofer had a massive heart attack, so I couldn't get him to write anything for me because he's in the hospital. I have a picture of the tree that's still standing in my backyard. I have pictures of the roof, the nails showing.
Let me see the pictures of the tree. I don't know whether I'd be able to tell that if a branch was missing.
The nails that are showing the...
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Do you have any evidence that you told her that there was a branch issue?
No.
All right, so that's 2009. You pay somebody to fix it. How much did you pay to fix it?
I gave him $100.
They charge you $100 to do what?
He just went up and he tarred the vent.
Just to seal it again?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so you paid $100 and that was that?
And
when is the next time you pay somebody to fix a roof?
After the rain started coming through the ceiling, pouring into the bedroom.
Okay.
I have a video of that.
Okay, let me see the video.
Okay.
Do you have anything from the roofer that you hired in July that talks about how this being the worst job they've ever seen, or anything that says it's their fault, it was his installation? Do you have anything, like an estimate from them saying
He came with me to court, and now he's back in the hospital with CHF, so I couldn't get anything from him. And he said it really needed more things, but that was all I could afford.
No, but see, here's the problem. He has to pay for your repair if it had something to do with his faulty workmanship. Okay? He doesn't have to pay for your repair if it's due to something else. So I just want some evidence about what it's due to from the guy who did it. Do you see anything there?
Nope.
Oh, that's a fan.
Yeah.
I hear it.
And the water's pouring through the fan.
Oh, that is just depressing. Oh, did you I can see it now.
That's bad.
That's just awful. That's like a faucet.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to that. What are they doing? Do they have a bucket underneath this thing? Why are they just calmly videoing?
Well, he did that for me so that I would know that I had to get a roofer immediately.
Yeah. So did you get a roofer immediately?
Yes.
All right. That's when you hired these folks to come on in, and they charge you $2,300 to tear out around both vents, replace new boot. What's a boot?
It goes around a vent.
Okay. And ice and water shield. What's your response to that?
Is it too long waiting 5 years before suing?
Yes, that's way too long.
I mean, there was a tornado for crying out loud. Too long?
Yeah, still too long.
How long's the maximum? What's a max?
I guess it depends on...
Give me a max.
Okay, I'll say maybe 2 years.
There you go. Going inside the courtroom.
When I did the roof, it made it through a whole Buffalo winter. It didn't have any problems until the tree hit it and exposed that part. And after that, it was 4 years later. She had several people up on the roof. I don't know what they did.
I would love to have
honestly.
evidence of the tree hitting. She denies that you ever said that to her. She denies it.
At the time, I didn't think it'd be an issue. It was 9 months after I had originally done the roof.
Do you have a phone?
Yeah.
Does your phone take pictures?
Yes, it does.
Are you a cop?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let me give everyone within the sound of my voice a little advice.
Honestly, I didn't think it...
Anytime anything happens where someone says it's your fault, take a picture. Because the reason why you were there is that she wanted you to fix your work. And if you're looking at it and it's like, well, it's not my fault, there's a tree here, that would be awesome. If you got some evidence.
When I left that roof, it was in pristine shape. It wasn't leaking. There was not a thing wrong.
I just say, you know what I would like that would be helpful to me is just one scintilla of evidence from all the roofers you had parading up there that there was a problem with the way he installed it. Yeah.
If you look at the pictures, you'll see that the shingles they didn't overlap the nails.
Hold on. Hold on. Come on over here. You come on over here.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Tell me what this is a picture of.
That is the vent that was leaking that needed to be repaired.
Okay. By repaired, what do you mean? Retard?
My tenant went up there with a different person, and he was showing me what needed to be fixed.
Other than the fact that I see that this needs retarring, what does that picture show me?
See the nails? They're not supposed to be exposed. You're supposed to overlap on the nails. What the roofer says, he stretched, you know,
He's trying
the
to save on shingles?
Didn't
Who
have the
told you
vents
that he
on
was
the
trying to save on shingles? Who's the one who told you that? Which of the
when
menu?
I showed the roofer,
To who? Which roofer?
this roofer here,
That roofer who
that's
you
what he
can't get a
said,
statement
because
from.
I didn't know what I was looking at, and he was explaining to me what I was supposed to be, like with the nails exposed.
There was no shingles exposed. There was
go
no
back to-
nails. That would have leaked the first winter if they were exposed like that. If you left nails like that without being covered or tarred, it would have leaked right through there the first winter.
You know, I hear what you're saying. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I don't know if the cumulative Buffalo winters is what would become the problem. I don't know. You have a counterclaim against her for $250 that you say she still owes you on the roof?
From the
Why didn't you
original-
do something about it in all this time?
I had. That's why I went over there and looked at it 9 months later, hoping to get my $250 back from her.
Did you still owe him on the original roof?
I owed him $200, ma'am. Yes.
You say 200?
Yes.
And he says 250?
Yes.
All right. And why did you still owe him money?
When he was done, he said, I did a few extra things, so I'm gonna have to charge you $200 more. I said, okay, fine. I said, I get paid on Friday. I'll see you then. Well, I hadn't seen him, Your Honor.
In 5
and
years?
Then, pardon me?
In 5 years you couldn't see him? How
Well,
big is the Buffalo Police Department?
He wouldn't answer my calls.
saw
And
each
then
other
when I
quite
did
often.
see
We
him
ran into
today,
each other every couple months at least.
nobody said anything. You didn't either. Nobody said anything about the
You
extra
didn't
money?
ask me if I saw her at work. I saw her plenty of times at work.
Did you ever say anything about the money?
No.
After the first couple times, I just said, forget it, and
Let it
cut my
ride?
losses. Yeah.
Let me just ask you, you know, you have a problem. You as the plaintiff in a case have the burden of proving that it's his faulty workmanship. The burden is on you to prove it to me. And you have all these roofers who are up there and not one person who can tell me that this was due to the installation. And you had all these opportunities to do that with all these different roofers and didn't. My verdict in this case is for the defendant. On you deciding that you want to charge her more for stuff that you let ride before, my verdict is for her. That's my judgment.
Well, the defendant wins this case because the plaintiff right here, as the judge says, falls short on the proof burden.
He's lying. That's all I can say.
About what?
About everything. A tree never fell on my home. It was his shoddy work. It cost me over $5,000 to repair everything
What
that
took
he
you
did.
5 years to come up with
I didn't
something
have-
wrong with the thing?
Well, yes,
And
you're
you
right.
should've.
And it's my fault.
Yep.
I do
All right.
appreciate it.
Right down this way. All right, so come on in here. And you in your case, was it the reputation on the line or was it the money?
It was just pride more than anything else, you know. But she did owe me the money, you know, and I was just trying to help her out. You know, I charged her so little to begin with, and then, I don't know, just doesn't pay to help people out
What
sometimes.
happens when you see each other at work nowadays? You say hi to her?
Yeah, I do. I still say hi to her, you know.
All right.
I will.
Harvey?
Simple principle, the longer you wait to complain, the more compromised your rights become.